Okay, how do you do this? Okay, Disney is in a whole heap of trouble here with this live action Snow White thing. Be- by the way, this is your annoying yet friendly neighborhood brains wilder here, aka Brendan Solomon, aka um, Brendan. Okay, so let's get going. So, so as I said before, I introduced myself to some people that might not, that are just coming into my channel. Um, hello to Rakia, hello to Rakia of Rakia's reactions. This one's going out to you and to 1,000 and to 100 other people that might be that might be that might that would definitely would back me up in this if they don't want to see Snow White. If if they don't want to see if they don't want to see Snow White, the live action pain that's coming. Viewer, viewers viewers beware! I'm going to spoil everything about it because this should not be happening to the first to to the very first Walt Disney animated classic. It should it it should not be happening to it. You know, like I mean, you have something great, like you have something bad, like you have something bad, like like I'm like like you ha- like you start like Disney started like you started something that was really more than fantastic. Haley Bailey's Little Mermaid, Hope, which which you know, off and on hand, I own it. I own it on DVD. It's it's a far cry. Like I know it's a far cry from what they were doing with the original, but this is the original. But this is But this is the original. It's just more. It's it's just got more detail in there, as opposed to the bomb, as opposed to the upcoming pie in the face in the live action world, Snow White. I mean, come on. Like how many? Like I mean, first of all, like first, I mean, come on. This right here is Snow White and Evil Queen. Notice now. Now, why in the Grimm's? Now, what in the Grimm's? Now, what in the Brothers Grimm name? Now, what in the name of the Brothers Grimm are you doing with this live action piece of toilet paper? I mean, come on. Destiny. Like, I mean, Ariel, Haley Bailey was was a lot better than a lot of the box office things out there that actually was the cartoon. It just happened to be in live action, you know. Like it didn't like they didn't take anything out. They did they didn't do much, but live action it, and they could have done Haley Bailey as an animated Ariel, and still gotten the same result. Now, now of all of all things, you know, Grimm and Grimmer, you would do you would you would stereo you you would stereotype the wrong kind of Snow White story in this upcoming Pie in the Face. I mean, come on. How unsensitive are you to Walt Disney's first ever masterpiece? I mean, come on. Stop. Like, has Disney gone stupid all? Like, has Disney gotten stupid all of a sudden? Or is that just me? Is it just me? Is it just me? Or did Disney get, a bowl of spaghetti and meatballs in the face? I mean, come on. Like, this is Snow White. This is the evil queen before I smashed her with my hand. But seriously, you could get a much worse. But you couldn't have got more worse. But you couldn't have made it more worse than just threw Sylvester Stallone in there. I mean, who wants to see that? I mean, for crying out loud, that would just that would scare off even the Brothers Grimm if they knew about this live action piece of toilet paper for Snow White and the dwarfs and Prince Charming not even half legitimately being in there. I mean, what are you gonna do other than take 5 of the 7 dwarves and call it Snow White and the 5 dwarfs? That that does not make any sense. I mean, come on, people. Like, why are you little? Why are you little? Why are you little? Like, come on. This Snow White is not a game. Maybe it is. Maybe it is somewhere and someone's playing it, but it's not a game to go around in Disney's territories and screw them up. Like I'm fine. Like I'm fine with the Lion King. I'm fine with Beauty and the Beast doing that, but not Snow. You know, but don't go and do that to Snow White. I mean, you bunch of Disney nose pickers. I mean, come on. Disney is just a bunch of nose pickers, and they're just gonna pick. Like Disney right now with these live action things are picking each other's noses. I mean, have you ever heard of hand sanitizer? Seriously, like Haley, like Haley Bailey's Ariel opened the door for better live action Disney movies, and so like like the little Haley Bailey's Little Mermaid was actually actually opened the door or the doors to all things better Disney live actions. Now you're gonna go. Now you're gonna go and completely like. I mean, come on. Like, wake up and use your imagination. And I'm going right over the head of Disney here. I'm I'm talking right to you and to 1,000 others. Don't do not do it. Just to and with Snow White. I mean, if anything, give the role. Bring in Haley Bailey. Like, I mean, why not get Margot Robbie to be Snow White? I just said Haley Bailey, didn't I? Sorry, Margot Robbie. Like, I mean, go and get Margot Robbie to be like, hey. That's a great idea. That's a great idea right there. Because in a nutshell, that's what you should do. Get Margot Robbie and Emma Stone and tell them about the project of live action Snow White, possibly Emma Stone being the evil queen, and Margot Robbie as the eccentric and strikingly beautiful Snow White. Come on. Like, I mean, all you have to do is put a little blush here, do it with the hair, black. Find that iconic bow, like this thing here, and do that. And who cares? And who cares? And and who cares about the dress Snow White is wearing? Make it iconic, make it classic, but not so classic that it's, a distraction. Keep it simple. Like, I mean, this, like, I could totally picture, like, I could totally, like, I could totally picture Margot Robbie as Snow White and Emma Stone as the evil queen. She was Cruella. Like if Emma Stone can become Cruella DeVille in that thing called Cruella, she probably, like, if Emma Stone can pull off a Cruella DeVille in Cruella's younger youth, why couldn't she not pull off the evil queen in Snow White? Right? And all the little men here, the dwarfs. Just find people to emulate these guys. Not the guys that have already, that have every issue from being, and I'm not going against skin color. I'm not doing that. But give them more of a credit. Come on. Like, I mean, it's because of them Snow White ended up with them. It's because of them that Snow White was the person who she was. So why would you want to go and destroy that? Like, I mean, come on. It is not rocket science to just do it right. Stop. Like what Disney has to be is like Disney is a bunch of busy people making different projects for higher amounts of money, which is wrong. Which is wrong. Go for a lower sum of money. Make Snow White just as good as this, the original, and maybe even a little sweeter. Well, not sweeter, but more like, following the original basics. The poison apple, Prince Charming, the dwarfs running like blazes to save her. Like, come on. Like, I mean, come on. Like, Michael, if you gave Margot Robbie the role of Snow White, there's no reason. There's no question in my mind that she wouldn't turn it down. I mean, come on. If she can do Harley Quinn and other characters like that, she can do Snow White. And the same goes for Emma Stone. Why not? Why not? If she can do Cruella DeVille, she can do this. She can do, the evil queen here. So, stop. Disney has to stop, since this is aimed at Disney, has to stop making stupidness and actually do the stories that go with the movie. Like, who cares if it's, who cares if they only have $120 in the bank? They can do it if they just get their heads out of their. They can do it. Like, who cares if they only have $125 in the bank? They can still do it on that amount to do Snow White, this live action thing, to be, above all innocent, and still within that sort of a spectrum of Prince Charming coming with the, come on. The Disney Renaissance era hasn't went anywhere here why not bring it back, but in the live action form? You know, and don't and that's another thing. What's with the live acting of every single Disney movie? Just stick to what you know. Stick to what you know, and go back to the hand drawing and that and the creativity, and still have it as a live act and still live action. You know, like you can still have a Snow White and Seven Dwarfs live action movie, but don't be afraid to break out the pencils and the pens and the paints. You know, don't be afraid of doing. Don't be afraid of going back to that paper and the drawing and the paintings and the frame for frame thing. You know, do not be afraid of that. Go back to that. That's what you started with. Come back to it. You know, you started with the pen and pencil and the paint. Come back to it. All right, please, because in the beginning that's what Disney was doing. You know, they were drawing them. They were doing those boards uh, on that big black dartboard, that big black board. You know, they were stories. They were telling. They were telling these stories through their bodies and their facial expressions. You know, come back to that, please. Come back to that. I mean, geez. I mean, come on. Like what? Like what's your next? Like I mean, what's your next role of conscience? Putting like I mean, what's the next thing you could do? Like I mean, what's the next stupid movie gonna make? Do a rehabilitation of uh, uh like I mean, what's the next stupid thing Disney could do, right? Like as if they haven't been doing stupid things already. Like why not? Like why not put Will Smith? Like why not put Will Smith as a Goofy dog? Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on that. He already Will Smith destroyed the genie in more ways than anybody could think, and really left a painful mark all over that Aladdin thing. You know, by his genie presence. Like I mean, get Jim Carrey and get him as the role of the genie. You know, instead of this, you know, guy that smacks somebody on stage live. You know, like I mean, come on, come on, come back to the old-fashioned ways of doing it right. Don't if you like. I mean, if you can't do Snow White live action, Disney, right? Then you might as well get rid. Then you might as well throw it away in the garbage because nobody wants to see a partly prehistoric Snow White live action movie and still walk away unscarred. You know, like if you can't do it right, like if you can't live action this in the right ways, you might as well cancel it and throw it in the garbage because it's not worth making if you can't make it right. I'm sorry for screaming. I'm sorry for screaming. Like I really truly am. But I'm just expressing my point. Like I'm just saying, you know, like get Emma Stone to do the Evil Queen, and get Robbie to do Snow White, and and uh, and Walking Phoenix as Prince Charming. Oh no, yes, he'd make a great Prince Charming. Walking Phoenix, you know, the Joker. Why not give it like, come on, like oh, or better, like yeah, you know, like think about it. You started up that like I mean think about it. Walking Phoenix would sure make a great rendition to the Disney Renaissance in live action. And, well, I mean, like, you get it, right? We need this type of, we need a Disney live, we need a live action Renaissance era of Disney that's not destroying these movies, these masterpieces, but turning them into, more realized versions of what the cartoons were. More realized versions, more realized and recognized versions of what the animated classics were. Now, wouldn't you want that instead? Instead of these live action pies in the faces? I mean, come on. Walt Disney is, and I'm not afraid to say this. I'm not afraid of disoffending them. I'm not afraid to actually say this because I'm standing my ground with Disney, and I'm telling you right now, without holding back, that they are stupid for making mistakes with these great classics. Like, I mean, they managed to do Beauty and the Beast really well, and copied it basically from and copied the cartoon in every which way you could think of, making it better and making it more realized and recognized. That's what they're supposed to do. Make Disney live action movies that are great from the original cartoon versions of them, and not killing them off like they've been doing before Haley Bailey's Little Mermaid. They just got themselves back on board with Haley Bailey doing Little Mermaid. They just got themselves back on deck. So why would they want to cast off again? They just got back on deck with live action Little Mermaid with, and I can't believe I'm saying this, better than the original Ariel with Haley Bailey. They actually got back, Disney actually got back on deck and really did live action Little Mermaid. They made it better than the original cartoon classic. And I can't, that's a hard thing to do. That's an extremely hard thing to do, to copy a Walt Disney animated classic and actually make it better, more realized, more recognized for what it really was, right? And just because they didn't put everything in there, just because the eyes weren't like cartoony big, doesn't mean So come on, Disney better stop with the stupidity versions. Walt Disney managed to pull it out of the bag with Haley Bailey, and surprise, made it more realized, and surprise, made it more recognized as she wasn't just a mermaid; she was a person with a mermaid tail, and they made it more, and they made that more recognized. She wasn't just a little mermaid in Haley Bailey in the live action version. She was a person with a mermaid tail, and they made that recognized. They they didn't just say, they didn't just say to Haley Bailey, "Okay, see what you can do." They literally gave it to her and said, "Okay, are you sure you want to do this?" The so come on, let's let's put more civilization. let's make these live action Disney things more civil minded. Like if you can have imagination, you can definitely reimagine. You know, like if you can simply, like if you can't, like if you can, like if you have imagination, you can totally reimagine. Like if you have imagination and the little pixie dust from Tinkerbell, you know, like if you have imagination and a little pixie dust from Tinkerbell sprinkled all over you, you can totally reimagine the live action Snow White here movie that's coming out into a much better version of it. You know, you can totally reimagine Snow White being portrayed. You can totally reimagine, like if you have imagination, you can totally reimagine it. Like, come on, like I know Disney can do it. I know you can do it because I believe in all of you. I believe in all of you. If you can if you have imagination, you can totally live action this thing up by using two main ingredients. Margot Robbie as Hank's. Sorry, I like if you have imagination, which I know you do have. I mean, come on, like if you have imagination, you can totally reimagine Snow White as like look at this. Does this not remind you of Margot Robbie? That could totally be Margot Robbie and the Evil Queen, Emma Stone. Can't you see that? Hold this up long enough, and you can see the resemblance and picture that in your head. Snow White could do Snow White, Margot Robbie, Emma Stone, the Evil Queen, and these guys in their original, like they don't have to be copied right down to their knees. There, they don't have to be copied. They don't have to be copied right down to the feet, but do something to keep them bubbly and bashful and dawkish. Like come on. Like if I was going for a great, like if I was going to see a live action Snow White, I would hope somebody would have enough imagination to to get Emma Stone as the Evil Queen and Margot Robbie as Snow White. Like you can totally see that, right? Look at this. That could be Margot Robbie doing her and Emma Stone. I mean, why not? Like we need people like Haley Bailey and Walking Phoenix and Margot Robbie and Emma Stone to all come back and do other live action live action Disney movies. Why not? Hey, works for me. Works for me totally. All you have to do is get Walking Phoenix, Haley Bailey, like, why not? Like, I'm predicting if you can do this right, and if Disney can get off their rear ends and go out into the and get Emma Stone on the phone and Margot Robbie, like you can totally make live action Disney movies and go into a more, I'm not sure what the word is that I'm looking for, but you know, come on, like I would say you could get Dolly Parton to do Snow White, but that's asking for too much. But that right there would be, but but that right there would be a big mistake because well, Dolly Parton is more popular than uh, than than uh, than ever. So just you know, try to resonate these live action things. Try to resonate this Margot Robbie as Snow White because you can totally see that Margot Robbie like feature right in. Look, you can totally see Margot Robbie as Snow White. Like even I can. Like even I can see Snow White being betrayed. Like even I could see Margot Robbie as Snow White. Look, it's like looking right at you. It's like looking right at you. This delicate flower, Snow White, aka Margot Robbie, this delicate little flower here, betrayed by Margot Robbie, and this evil pain in the and this evil pain in the Disney and this evil pain in the earth, Emma Stone. Like seems like a good cast to me. Seems like a good cast for me. You know, like I mean that seems fine as a cast. Like to me that to me that sounds like a great cast. You know, Margot Robbie, Margot Robbie as Snow White, and Emma Stone as the Eagle Queen, Walking Phoenix, or whoever you want to find to do a really like you know uh, Prince Charming, and you know it sounds like a good cast to me. Margot Robbie and Emma Stone, Mar- like that seems like a good cast to me there. Margot Robbie as Snow White, Emma Stone as the Evil Queen. That seems like a good cast to me. What do you think?